Hi there, and welcome to Larson's Garage. On today's episode, we're going to take a look at these Chime modules used in Fords, Lincolns, Mercurys in the late 70s to the very early 80s. They're actually a mechanical chime. A little hammer hits this chime bar here, used for the seatbelt warning system. A lot of times these get just dried out inside, and there's polyethylene foam used as an insulator in there, and that breaks apart and flies around inside and jams up the solenoid and hammer that hits the chime. So we're going to go through and clean this up and oil it and get it back to working condition again. I believe these are also used on the GM products as well. I'll have to double check, but these were pretty widely used in the luxury cars in the late 70s. Okay, the first step here is to, let me make sure I got your camera set here. The first step here is to, unfortunately, there's no good way around this, but we're going to have to just separate this top from the bottom, which basically requires breaking it off. So what I like to do first is just kind of spray it, even if you could the night before, with some protectant, just to kind of keep it hydrated here. All right. Kind of find the spot where it's let's see here. Like I said, there's really no good way to do this, but carefully. Go easily. Bend those out. Okay, that's separated. So now we just have this area around here. Sometimes what I do is tap it a little bit. There we go. So as you can see, I got my screwdriver in here, and I'm just kind of breaking it loose. I think they just heat seal it, plastic to plastic. I hear the chime. Go ahead and take this cover off. You get a different bit. Okay. These are typically mounted, usually near the glove box, usually between the glove box and the door, behind the instrument panel. All right. And then what we're going to do when we put this back together is we'll just throw a little glue on there. I get it now. Just get my screwdriver in there and just kind of twisting it. If anybody's done this before and has a better way to open this up, please leave a comment. Looking to learn more always. All right. Okay, now I'll just kind of carefully pull this open. There we go. That wasn't so bad. Okay, so let me get my screen here again so I can see you. All right, so here's all the components here. We've got, this is what usually gets stuck, but there's a solenoid in here that basically, yeah, see all the crud here? It's this thing. It's just totally crunchy. And what happens is that gets, you can actually take it out of here. This just gets crudded up. So, get a little alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol, I usually use about 91%. It's got a little more alcohol and less water. Speed up the job a bit. And what you could do too is hit it with a little emery paper at the end here, if you want to get all of that off. I think I've got some around here somewhere. Or wire brush, something like that. Yeah, here it is. Basically just need that. Oh, that's nice. There we go. A little rust in there too. I'm using like 600 grit sandpaper. Looks pretty good. And then this side that's the plastic end is what actually comes in contact with the chime itself. And then the other thing I would do is just kind of spray a little alcohol on a Q-tip and clean out the solenoid bore here. That wasn't too dirty. Okay. I mean, that's pretty much it. So now I'm going to clean up the housing. Okay, that looks good. And then I want to make sure I pull off all this remaining polyethylene tape, foam tape. This we can leave. This is, I believe it's a base for the hammer, so you don't hear it hitting the plastic when it's retracting each time it dings. Now, if that's also missing on yours, just, you can do anything that's got just a tiny bit of padding on it. You know, even layer up probably 5 or 6 layers of electrical tape or something like that, or duct tape. It's pretty simple. And then, usually I like to spray the electronics here as well with alcohol. Doesn't hurt it. A good cleaning. Just be careful not to, there's little wires coming off the coils there that join the circuit board. And then you want to clean the contacts real good. Even hit that with a little paper or emery cloth. Okay. Not that this is totally necessary, but I usually just put just a tiny bit of dielectric grease on there just to keep it from corroding. All right, so then we got to find the slot in here where the connector goes. Slide. Oh wait, no. First we got to put the chime rod back in. Usually I like to. You could put a little dielectric grease on this, but just use a very little bit. That'll prevent it from rusting, but you don't want to get it all. Otherwise it won't move. So just a real thin coating. Put on a little rubber tip there too. Put that in. There it goes. So now what we have to do, oh, okay, this thing actually just takes the slack out of the box. So again, still, if this is missing, you can put in pretty much anything and it'll just kind of rest on the circuit board, keep it from rattling. This is something that you do want to replace back here. This is where all that polyethylene tape was and foam tape was. So we want to put some sort of foam tape back in there, because otherwise you're going to hear it hitting the plastic every time it goes back. So that's kind of noisy, so we don't want that. So let's go get some, again, either probably a few layers of duct tape or the foam. They use this foam tape, so I'm going to go get some of that and be right back. Okay, I've just got my foam tape here. Got a couple. I'm going to probably like double them up, top and bottom, like. So we just basically, put a little alcohol in there too. Paper towel. Just to make sure we got a good surface for adhesion. Okay. Okay, so my foam tape is getting old, so I'm going to get a little contact cement and put on that. Okay, I decided to go get the hot melt glue gun, because then we can use that to seal the unit back up again, and that'll be easier to take apart if somebody ever had to fix it again in the future. So I'm just going to put a few strips down in here. There's one. Two. And this foam tape, yeah, it's old, but I just got it from the home improvement store, in where the they have like a weather strip section in there in the hardware department. They have all different size self-adhesive foam tape. So you can just use that. Okay, that's it. So this thing's ready to go. All right, so now what we got to do is put some glue in here. Okay, we're good. I'll put a little dot under here too. Just to keep from any vibrations. 3 little dots should work. Okay, and then last but not least, we just gotta put this thing back on. There they are. Okay, it's done. Ready to go back in the car. If you put this in and find that it doesn't work in the car, if your seatbelt light goes on, but you don't hear a chime, it might be the seatbelt retractor or buckle ground sensor there. It might think you already have your seatbelt buckled, because when you have your seatbelt buckled, it doesn't chime. Only if it's the driver's side is unbuckled. So if you get a fastened seatbelt light on but no chiming, check it's either in the buckle part of the driver's seat or the retractor area. There should be one wire going to its ground wire, and just make sure that that's connected and working. That's it. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel so you're aware of when we post new content. Happy motoring!